Hey, Dan Beer here with Agents Academy. We're talking about marketing, and we're talking about 7 marketing secrets that really aren't secrets at all to the best marketers in the world. But in real estate, where everybody is so focused on branding themselves and being so pretty and so creative, these are the 7 secrets that if you implement them into all your marketing, period, moving forward. Let me repeat that. You literally don't spend a penny on marketing. But if you're not following these rules, you're going to make more money. My personal business, before I was doing this, I was losing my behind big time anytime I tried to market myself. Because I'd market that I was the best in town, and I would market that, hey, call me, you know, I'm really good, I give the best customer service, losing my ass. And when I started to market using direct response principles, these 7 rules that I learned from a guy named Dan Kennedy. Awesome guy, okay? One of the kings, one of the royalty of the direct response world. I started to study that because I knew that I wasn't up for spending another dollar that didn't return more dollars back. I didn't want that anymore. I was committed to holding my money accountable. And if you're committed to holding your money accountable, this is what you need to master. Number 1, you'll never send off marketing where you're not making an offer. You'll always make an offer. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that there's a very direct, very unique reason that people are contacting you to get a certain thing. Okay? It might be a guaranteed sale offer. It might be because you offer a particular type of listing agreement or a particular commission structure. By the way, I didn't say a discounted one, just said a particular one. You'd be surprised that using that in a smart way will actually make you more money. You have to make a direct offer, and then you test that offer, and you hold it accountable. If it brings back more dollars, you do it again. If it doesn't, it's done. Okay, so you always make an offer in your ads, in your postcards, in your TV commercials, for those of you that are doing that, in your billboards. I mean, you could be, I'm going big here, let's bring it right back down to a newspaper advertisement. Okay, you're always making an offer. Number 2, you have to give your audience very clear instructions. Okay, very clear, precise, dummy-proof instructions. If I was writing copy for you, it wouldn't just say, you know, come see us, you know, call now, and, you know, here's a phone number. You literally say, pick up the phone, make sure you call us now, say this, and you'll get that. Okay? You've seen that formula all over the radio. You've seen that formula in you know, magazine advertisements, like kind of a mail order type advertising. Those are actually unbelievably effective. Anytime you've ever been to a seminar, you've seen that. You've been to a seminar before, and they start pitching you on something that they want you to buy, and what do? They don't just say, hey, so here's the order form, so go ahead. They say, here's the order forms, take 10 minutes now, fill them out. Now turn around and look at the lady in the back of the room, dressed in red on this side of the room, and the one dressed in blue on that side. They're there, her name is Cheryl, her name is Laura. Go ahead, see them, and hand them the paper. Now make sure you do that before 2:15, because after 2:15 terms, right? They are very precise with their instructions. Be clear. Clear instructions. 3rd point is track and measure. Track everything. So on my team, and right, I have a team, we actively sell real estate. We did 150 something million, 151 and change million last year, 2016. This year we'll see where we end up, but we'll be north of that number. And big numbers. How do we get there? We get there with big budgets. And by the way, we net, last year we net a 7-figure number, okay? So we're not just spending money. How do we actually get there? You get there because you track. You hold it accountable. But and the way you do that is by having anything that goes out that where you're generating a phone call has a unique number. Anything. Okay, and there's all kinds of systems out there. We've used Dialog Tech in the past, but we're moving on to a new one now. But there's CallFire, just off the top of my head. There's a plethora of them. Okay, just Google trackable phone numbers, marketing phone numbers. Point being is that our newspaper ads, they have a number, and we know how many calls they're generating. Our postcards have a number. We know how many calls they generate. Our radio ads have a number. We know how many calls they generate. Not only that, but it helps us with conversion because we know when that call comes in what the source is. Okay, the number you see for us on Zillow has a number, our website has a different number, and so on and so on. So you track it, and then everything has to, if you're using the right systems, everything's documented, and then you pin that against your P&L and figure out where the money's coming from. You also figure out where the money's not coming from, and you cut it, okay? You completely just go ahead and cut anything that's not working. Track and measure. Now this is the biggest point. If you can understand point 4, everything actually falls in. Everything falls back into point 4. Branding as a byproduct. The biggest mistake I see real estate agents making and team owners making is that they're trying to go out and spend money to brand themselves. And I hear agents say all kinds of silly things. Like, oh, but if I have different phone number here and a different phone number there, then they're not going to ever learn my phone number. Are you freaking kidding me? No one's going to learn your number. No one knows, your friends don't know your number. Okay? Some people's spouses don't know each other's numbers. That's not forget about that. That is junk stuck in your head. What you need is only to produce branding as a byproduct of these principles. These are direct response principles. A small business like yours and mine can only afford to generate a direct response from our limited marketing dollars. We aren't Pepsi or Nike or Coke. We can't just go out and spend money. So, $1 million an ad like Budweiser does during the Super Bowl and display a frog who's cute and really creative, who jumps into a lily pad. We can't do that. Even if it brands us, you have to generate a return, right? How often I talk to real estate agents or I see them post something on a board on Facebook, and they'll say something like, hey, I'm doing a lot of farming. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with farming. We make a ton of money farming, but we do it through direct response. So these guys will say, hey, I do a lot of farming. I'm doing a lot of farming and it's going great. And someone will respond back, maybe someone like me will respond back and say, oh, that's awesome, you're doing great. What have the results been? How many leads have you captured? What are the deals you've done, and what's your ROI? Oh, well, I don't know, it's too soon to say, but we're doing great because we've been running it for a number of months, and people tell me they see it, and so I know people are seeing it. And the other day, I was at the store, someone recognized me, and I haven't done any deals yet from it, but okay. That's someone that's giving credit to branding. You cannot give credit to branding because unless you have Coke, Nike type pockets, you're going broke. You have to hold your dollars accountable to direct response. Now, when you get direct response, meaning that calls have come in, inquiries have come in, you're growing your database, you have real clients, and you're doing business, and you're making money, those people are now put in the world of your brand. Those people are now receiving your email marketing, they're getting your phone calls, they're at your events, they're in your world, they are definitely living and breathing your brand, but they're doing so once they paid to get in, or at least once they inquired their way into your database. You get that? Branding is a byproduct of direct response. It's the only way a small business can go. Follow-up. Follow-up is an interesting one because a lot of people don't think of follow-up as marketing, right? Follow-up is this tedious thing we have to do with our leads, and that's the way people think. But follow-up, if done right, is part of your marketing, right? You've spent money or effort to generate response. They've come into your business. They don't all buy now. Most don't. So the follow-up effort, whether manual follow-up, right? You're on the phone, you're texting them, you're emailing them, etc., or automated follow-up, typically by email, is going out, reinforcing the reason that attracted them to come to your world, reminding them of it so they understand and remember the value you offer so they'll buy. Strong copy. Strong copy. Point number 6. You have to be bold. There is 1 million something real estate agents across the country. Okay? I'm in a city with 20,000 or so of them. You have to be bold, you have to stand apart, and you have to essentially do what's called a pattern interrupt. All right? People are used to seeing average. They open their mailbox and they take out a stack about that big, and there's average this, average that, average this, average that, just branding this, mundane. You got to hit them in the face and make them pause. Be bold. Make sure you can stand behind what you're saying. Never lie. Never put yourself in a situation where you can't deliver. But why not really show up with strong copy that makes them say, holy crap, that person there, they're different. Okay? Build your authority before they've even met you. Few people are willing to go there. And here's the tip. If it makes you uncomfortable, you might want to do it. Okay? If what you're writing, if what you're thinking about saying, if what you're thinking about putting on video or sending out or putting on Facebook, if you think, boy, this might be a little bit uncomfortable, this isn't ordinary, this isn't what I see other people doing, it's exactly why you might want to do it. Strong copy, and then of course results. Results are the only thing that matter. Results rule. And these are the elements that you test everything here, okay? But you're always testing for result, and anything that works, because you're tracking, you keep. What doesn't, you throw out. And I don't care how pretty it is or how ugly it is. One of my best pieces that generates the most phone calls is the ugliest thing I have in my business. And I mean, the thing is putrid. It's like bumblebee colored, disgusting, okay? It's ugly. I love it because it generates calls, it generates response. I don't know why people are attracted to it, but what I had studied told me they would be, and they were, and so we keep it. We've had beautiful pieces, beautiful, okay, where I thought we were going to get awards in the industry for just what beautiful marketing pieces we just put together. Zero response. If you come visit our office, you won't find them anymore. They're out the window, okay? They're gone, garbage. Results rule. These are the 7 rules of marketing that very few real estate agents follow. And I mean the cream at the very, very top. That's it. No one else. Simple enough. So if you go ahead and do them, study them, you are going to have an edge on those in your market. And this is Agent Academy. This is what we do here. And make sure you do like us on Facebook. Be back. Watch out for the next video. And we look forward to serving you with more jam-packed value every time you see a video come out on behalf of our company, Agent Academy. I'm Dan Beer. Looking forward to seeing you again.